Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives. Oh my lord! It's Basketball Wives, Orlando, season 1, episode 4, currently on, I believe, VH1. I'm gonna try to get through this quickly because time is winding up for me right now. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Be sure to like this video and share it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Welcome. And also welcome back to any of my subscribers or anyone that does view my videos. It's much appreciated. And also leave your comments. All right, so I'm gonna see how I'm gonna categorize everything and get things out pretty quickly because stuff did happen, but not really. I got a few nuggets that I can say, so I didn't write anything down either. So forgive me if I'm all over the place. All right, so Milan has her dinner that she has for the ladies. Everyone is supposed to dress in green. Prosperity, I think peace and growth is, I guess, the theme of the green, but also along with it, it's called the Last Supper. Let's get things out, dead some things, and let's go. And let's move on so that we can actually be in a good place. All right, so of course, Milan, Neek, I think Nikki, they show up already. I think Mackenzie also. Nikki's looking around to see where everybody's going to be placed because there are seat placement. Megan is having a little separate conversation before everything starts with Ashley, because she said, I hear Morgan's side, but I want to hear at least your side to try to get to know you. How are you? Ashley's like, I'm fine. She's like, well, all of this conflict, it seems like you're kind of on an island. And Ashley says that I'm fine. Being that, I don't think that that's good. And I think she actually means that too. But I think there's too much pride at the moment, because it's like, I'm good. I've always had to kind of do things on my own anyway. So I know that Morgan gets to tell her victim story. I don't think that that's cool, Ashley. Because one, you only give us, is it adjectives? You only describe what's going on, but you never go into details. We get details from Morgan as to what she says is your part. And she even says that she has receipts. You just do this blanket statement of she's a victim. And I don't think that's cool. So Megan goes on and says, well, I think a lot of people would be able to respect you. Oh, people don't respect me. And Megan says, that's what I feel. If you would just speak up, you don't say anything, you don't defend yourself, nothing. I don't know how long this beef has been going on. Of course, Eric, I think, has a girlfriend at least. I think he has other children with her. So I don't think that they're married. I'm not for sure. But anyways, maybe Ashley doesn't want to rehash it, but now you're on the show and you guys are kind of forced to be together. And Morgan has this belief and stance. You have this stance, but not saying anything. And I don't think that it's not going to weigh well with you, because guess what? People are going to, go with someone that seems like somebody has been trifling towards them. People are going to go towards that. They're not going to just say, oh, I'm going to hang with Ashley anyways. No, it's not like that, because the first thing in their mind is, if you did that to her, you could do that to me also. Let me stay away from you because you seem very snakish, or you really are a snake. And two, if there's only one side, don't be shocked that people just will go with what they hear. Sorry. And I guess you want to do it, but I don't think I don't think the producers are going to let you do that for too long. Just to let you know that. All right, so Morgan and Danielle, they sit down before they go out to dinner. Whoever comes and meets each other. I guess they go sit down and just have a drink beforehand. Danielle ends up telling Morgan regards to what Nikki said, and that Milan and Neek were saying that they were bullies and mean girls. I do think that you at least have symptoms of it or something along with it, because that last meetup that you guys had, that was bad. It was very bully-ish material. Megan even helped in her own way, which she'll explain in just a few minutes as to what's going on. So there is some truth to that, Morgan and Danielle. I'll be trying to like you, but that last episode just made me go, no, we're not going to do this now. So after that, they go up and go to the table, and they see where everyone's kind of seated at, and they start moving their placement cards or whatever. Milan's upset, like, hey, what are you doing here, doing this, da 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 da. Like, we know in their confessionals they're saying that they're grown. As far as, since it's not your dinner, you are not the host. If they tell you to sit here, you got to sit there. You are grown, and you also are grown enough to go home. I would have said something right there, because it is disrespectful, because this is how I'm setting up everything. You didn't even ask if you can move anything, but So the dinner finally starts. Megan and Ashley, they've shown up. And Milan just says what this day is about. And Nikki starts first, and she starts talking about, I wanted to hash out what happened with the hair, Ashley's hair. So Megan says, well, I believe in appropriation, and I feel like dreads should only be worn by black people. And then Ashley says, I'm black, biracial. And everybody's like, oh. And Megan said, oh, my bad. She said, I meant it as a joke instead of just coming at you hard like that. But how it was set up, it was still kind of bullying, even though we kind of was like, it's like, I can't be mad at Megan like that, because it's like, I looked at her like, ooh, why are you coming here with that type of hairstyle anyways? I don't think that Ashley can really sport that look, though, even though she is black or biracial. It don't look right. I mean, she don't have the hair texture to do all that. That's my opinion, but y'all can let me know. I'm just a dude. Women, you can chime in on that. So then Nikki also chimes back in and says that how Milan and Nick were calling Danielle and Morgan mean girls and bullies. And then Nick, what do you mean? Like, then Nick's like, I think that she has a memory loss and just not really covering everything. So really, Nick, and I'm gonna be honest, Nick, you were going around the mountain. You wouldn't say that you actually did it or not. And Morgan, to me, I'm just saying what I think. She said, let's just cut the ish. Like, and that's why she did cut you off. It wasn't good, but she could smell the bullshit. Milan wouldn't admit to anything, Everything just started getting kind of worse. It got worse anyways. Nick was like, don't be talking over me. They start going back and forth. Nick gets up from her chair. Then she ends up throwing a napkin at Morgan. Morgan was still seated for a long time. So who really ignited everything was Nick. So then Morgan and Nick started going at it. Danielle chipped in as a friend. Milan was there. She was trying to stop it. So in the crossfire, she got hit by Danielle. So there was this whole thing. No, they were about to go to blows. I didn't know what the fire that was in Nick, but Nick was ready to go. Both of them ladies took off them shoes. Of course, glasses have been broken and all that good stuff. However, Morgan and Danielle, they were escorted out, and they ended up leaving. Nick ended up throwing one of Morgan's shoe over the banister, and if I'm not mistaken, it looked like it was being thrown into a pond. I saw some type of a body of water from the ledge. I don't know if it made it in there, but it looked like it. So we leave that scene. Of course, all the ladies, they have their own different discussions about the whole situation. For Milan, she's talking with Megan and I think Mackenzie. Milan's just basically at this point, like, she's done with Danielle, because how could you do that? I wasn't even trying to fight for you. I thought we were friends and all that good stuff. Once you put your hands on me, then we're just really through. I can get that point. I think that they were really bonding, and I wish that there was a way that they could work things out. Mackenzie had her 2 cents, but whatever. Over on the other side, Nikki, Danielle, and Morgan, they have a talk. Nikki ends up saying that since the fight, stuff was happening with her and Milan. Milan and Nikki have the same makeup artist, Jackie, and Milan told Jackie to quit being her makeup artist. So at this point, she put Milan, Jackie, and herself in a group text and just confront each other, say what you got to say, da-da-da-da-da. They're throwing insults at each other. Nikki ends up taking a dig, and then Milan takes a dig at her body, and all of a sudden she wants to cry victim. Nikki, hey, you started all this. You were sitting there agreeing with Milan and Nick. Then you carry back this bone to stir up all this trouble. Then you were still the type of bone carrier that would try to call it out like you weren't there. But since they didn't really want to admit to saying that they were bullies and that they said that Morgan and Danielle were bullies, they didn't even say, well, you were there. You were agreeing with it, because they didn't want to admit to that. But we saw the clip. So Nikki begins to cry because she's so self-conscious about her body. I can't feel sorry for you, ma'am. You took a dig first. And I don't understand what world you live in that you think that you can't be checked and you can't get the same dig back. And don't act like people can't go to hell concerning you once you try to unleash on someone else. Sorry. She didn't deserve no hug, Morgan. Whatever. That's her. Be self-conscious all you want to. Let's see. So, Mackenzie and Neek, they're really getting along. They're bonding. Mackenzie's children and Neek's child, they're bonding and playing and all that good stuff. They talk a little bit. Neek admits that I should not have thrown no napkin and all that. They feel like Morgan and Danielle were already coming in hot, but it's really because of Nikki that they came in hot. And I think that if you two had went to them and said, "Hey, girl, da 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 da," no, y'all started to have this conversation. Nikki took this opportunity to manipulate the situation to make it look like y'all talking about them, and y'all never even talked to them to say, "Hey, girl, you're my friend, but I don't really like what you did." So they meet up one more time to do Pilates and all that good stuff. Mackenzie plans to go back home in Minnesota. That's where Rashard is, and basically she's going out there to get some peen. She misses him, even though she doesn't admit it. Then we get this little tea. Mackenzie's talking with her dad, and he says, and she starts talking about there's a little drama about my personal love life with this other woman, girlfriend. Then he says that you and your sister have always been having all this conflict with all these other men's girls and all this good stuff. I said, oh. So Mackenzie is not new to this, but true to this. Whatever the issue is, however the conflict started, somehow you're getting in the middle of everything, Mackenzie. And I don't know why you're ignoring her, Danielle. I mean, right now, Danielle's on 10. Danielle's on 10. Maybe if you initiate something, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe Danielle will back down. But she knows what she knows. And what's really going on, as what Megan said in the beginning of the episode, Ashley and Mackenzie aren't saying nothing. So people are able to paint the narrative as it is. And it's not something that you could just, in this type of situation, that you can just, what's the word? Blow over, that you could just pay it dust. No, it's there. So Mackenzie and some of the other girls, they go out boxing and all that good stuff. Danielle, Morgan, and some other people. Lindsay was there too, the pregnant one, and I think Nikki. So anyway, she says that she disabled her social media. I think it was Instagram. Milan and Danielle have been getting into it online. So she disabled it after saying some stuff. Milan was saying stuff on Twitter, da-da-da-da-da. Milan doesn't feel like anything is going to be authentic with Danielle because she had not contacted her yet. If we were really true and real friends and like that, you would have contacted me by now. I think that that's fair in regards to that. I think, Danielle, I don't know why you were holding off, but Danielle says, no, I contacted you, blah, 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 blah. She contacted him, but Danielle thinks that Milan is just carrying on a little bit too much and not really telling the truth. I don't know what the truth is, but anyways, they end up meeting, Milan and Danielle, and they hash it out, but it didn't go too well. And Milan is somebody that can really keep up with you. So I really respect Neek and Milan. They're not going to back down from a fight. And it doesn't have to be physical, but at least you can see that they can hang, even if they're going to tussle in the words. Ashley and Mackenzie won't do that. And I understand why they're friends at this moment. Danielle said that she apologizes, but Milan doesn't really accept it because she should have said it days ago. I really hate the place that they're in. I can't say that Milan is wrong. I can't say that Danielle is wrong or just being fake or whatever. Milan also calls out, this is what I mean by saying that you guys are mean girls, da 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 da. The only thing I don't like with Danielle is saying that I apologize if she did that if. Anytime there's an if, you're not really sorry. Because it's really, there's pride there. Which really, you hit some girl. You hit a girl. You hit your girl that you're supposed to be bonding with. So I can't just say, oh well to that. Or there's no excuse and no justification in that. And that was the end of the episode. They basically said that they're not going to be friends. They're going to be cordial. I wish it wasn't over like that. Hopefully they can get on the same track again, but we shall see. Well, that is my review. Hopefully I didn't bore you because I was kind of all over the place, but I think I did better than most of the times I'm in here without any notes. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and share it. Also subscribe to my channel and leave your comments. Until the next one, peace.